So welcome everyone. If you're not muted, I'm sure we haven't got a large number on the call, so it won't be very noisy in the background. If you do happen to have some noise, just mute yourself. A very interesting day I had today. It was quite interesting that I started off my day on the treadmill listening to Brian Marsh, who's the fantastic fellow, sounds like an awesome chap, who has just gone to NMD in 8 months. Can you believe that? 8 months. Unbelievable. He seems such a lovely man. Has anyone listened to his Success Summit webinar? Try and do it, because he really talks about a vision and that we've got to have a vision. I'm only halfway through it, but it sounds really, really, really good. But basically, it's the second little message I've had in the last few days, that we must keep it simple, and people only really need to know what they need to know. So I'm going to backtrack what we did last week on Getting Started 1. Now, I would like to say that I think these are brilliant documents, mainly because it's a guide. It's not a must-do. It's just for people who are deadly serious about the business, so that when they come across things, if we, the sponsor, has been just gone through this little guide, and you mentioned about drip feed, handouts and Dropbox, I'll say, oh yes, I vaguely remember that. They don't need to remember it all. So what was rather beautiful today was that I had lovely Charisse here, and our priority was to get her application done, her direct credit request, her order for herself, and her order for some brochures, and get it sent into the company. The only other things that we really, really had to achieve before she had to go was to go through very quickly the Freedom Plan, and then the larger one with all the orange on it, the Rocket one, which enlarges on that Freedom Plan and basically gives them steps to do. What I was really thrilled was to see Getting Started 1 in action, because I haven't had a new franchisee who's been keen to really learn for a while. All the time I kept saying to her, you do not need to know all this. It is a guide. It's a guide, and as you go along in the months, you can come back to this and think, I need to know a bit more about that. But there are things, particularly in last week's number 1, that they do need to know. So before she left today, we did all the paperwork. We went through the Freedom Plan and the rocket tracking thing, and I made sure she had the sheet which showed how to add up cumulatively her points to get to her first 1,000, to get her $100 bonus. And I also made sure I gifted her the starter guide, and I gifted her an Eric Worre book. Michelle Owen just turned into a cat then. My goodness, I don't know if anyone else saw that on the screen. Beautiful pussycat. But seriously, she was well equipped. So I told her to go home, absorb it all. And before she left, we went on to my virtual office, and I showed her a very quick navigation around the virtual office, showed her how to put an order in, and an order if it was a CHS, showed her how to go to forms and applications, put a wholesale order in, showed her a few little things, and I said to her the most important thing with that one meeting was for me to be able to show her a few things there about how to change her website a little bit, her password, so that the next training session, if need be, we could do it on the telephone or on a Zoom. She didn't have to drive all the way to me or me to her. So what I was really thrilled was, that's what I talked about last week, is that my business file was well equipped. There were plenty of copies. It was in order. So as I spoke about things on here, yes, I had a starter guide to gift her. And I think I've just given her my second last one, so I'll print some more and order some more. The duplication diagram we went through, we had all that. She's taken all that home. She understands that she needs to get a lever arch file, that my part of my homework was giving her the link, the access to the Dropbox, so she could get some drip feed printed. Also explained to her in the Facebook files there are a lot of things as well. We discussed talking and the warm list, etc. Quickly flicked through the starter guide and showed her how we use the grid and how to work out her stories and business stories. We didn't actually do them. It was just showing her what was there. So if we'd started doing all that, that would have been overwhelming. So I just said to her, I'm highlighting some of the things that will help you in your journey. But the main thing I want you to focus on is the next 10 days and then the following 30 days to try and get all the money that's on the table with the bonuses. So we'd already had a lovely cup of tea and we discussed the why and importance of beliefs. And then, as I said, I showed her my virtual offers, did a few things just so she was familiar. And in the next few days, we'll probably have another session on the phone. Now, obviously, her homework is to attempt her product and business stories. It's to start her memory jogger. It's to consider whether she'd like to do a launch or two. She'll come back to me. I gave her a couple of DVDs, but I said it's just as terrific now to go onto our Juicy Crew website and watch some of those YouTube links, which are so inspiring, both product and business, and to start talking. We didn't set a date for training, but we've actually given a timeline. If she hasn't received her username and password by Wednesday morning, that she contacts me and I'll make sure that she's got that. And then she's also going to download Boxer. She's already downloaded Zoom because she's been on the call with Dr. Du Bois with us, and she didn't purchase GoPro. I gifted her a book. And then at the end of it, there was my homework. So far, I've added her to our Facebook group. She's added to Hunters and Gatherers. She's also added to Juice Plus Australia, New Zealand. I didn't add her to Juice Plus events. I just decided not to do that. I've sent her an invitation to join Boxer. And basically, that's what I've done. Now, can you imagine trying to just mention all of that stuff and head her in the right direction if we didn't have this? So it's a really good guide. But all along, I kept saying to her, this is a guide. It's not stuff you have to know. And I kept reiterating that people only care that you care about them. And you don't want to have to know everything and vomit on them because they'll think they need to as well. And it's really off-putting. So then I just showed her number 2 and 3. And I said, in the next week, we'll just touch on some of those as well. She knows I'm available day in and day out. So basically last week was duplication 1 to the best of my ability today. And we also decided that she wouldn't come on tomorrow's call today because I really did explain and use our printed diagram with her getting her own order premium. She's putting her husband's order in premium, and she's got to get one more premium order. She's already done her first 1,000 in the 10 days. So basically she really was on a roll. She knew what she had to do. So I felt confident that today I really did start off a really good duplication process. Would you agree that that would be a good way to at least get it going? Okay. So now she's taken this home with her, number 1. I don't need it. She's got everything she needs to do with instructions from me. When you come to one of the points and you think, I can't remember what Hill was saying, she asks questions or write down little notes to say she didn't understand that. But the main thing she's doing is action, going getting those 3 customers and getting to that first level. Okay, so tonight what we're going to do, Maria, I was just asking the girls, did you manage to, were you on the call last week or did you manage to go to the YouTube channel and go through duplication 1? She's running around after children. We'll leave it there.
She's got connection problems, Hill. She said she put something in the chat. Yeah.
Oh, okay, my internet is terrible. Okay.
Sorry, Hillary, my internet sucks.
That's right, darling.
I was on that call last week.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, so you've done that. And Rachel, you said, what's his name, Hill? The guy who I listened to today?
Yeah.
Brian Marsh. is about the fourth one. If you go to quick links, forms and applications, go down to miscellaneous, all those webinars are on there.
Okay.
So that's quick links, forms and applications under miscellaneous, and it's about the fourth one down. Okay. So number 2, this is duplication part 2. So what I would always do, like say in the next few days, when I go through the race, when we start number 2, I'll do a recap to see whether she's done her homework, and I'll acknowledge and say that I've been accountable and I've done the things that I needed to do as well. We then might just quickly skip right through number 1 again to see if she had any questions and if she remembered any of the things that she wanted to do, or did she want to talk to me about launches, or when would she like to come and bring her LibreArch file and she can have one of everything I've got. And I just want to make sure on that the next meeting, whether even if it's on the phone, that she knows how to get onto that Dropbox link, if she's had a play around with the Juicy Crew, and if she hasn't had any trouble getting anything there. So getting it done, number 2, this one here, is recap the last few, and also from last week's call, I did a little bit of editing, and I've got Tina Tina has already prettied the document up, and I'm pretty sure she's put it in the Juicy Crew already. I'm seriously thinking of taking out listening to a couple of DVDs, even though I think the world of them. I think it's suffice to just go and explore the Juicy Crew and all the YouTube links and the clips in there. So getting it done, number 2, recap the last few days and homework. So let's use Charisse as an example. So that's what I will be doing with her, exactly what I just said. Let's go through what we did in number 1. What have you done so far? What excitements have you had? Any hiccups? And what have you enjoyed your homework? Have you got any questions? Okay, so then the virtual office. Because I showed her briefly that when her username and password came, I've showed her how to set it up. I'll ask her if she's set it up, and if she hasn't managed to, or she still hasn't got a username and password, I will immediately use another phone and I'll ring the office and see if I can get that hurried up, her username and password, because sometimes they do get lost. We'll also then, even if we are just talking on the phone, I can be on my virtual office and she can be on hers, and we'll go into it in a little bit more depth. All the time making her realise that it'll take a long time to learn it and it takes ages to really explore it. But it is a gold mine, even if you go down and look at some of the things under the training heading. Okay, then we'll go through a preferred customer form, and I even did that a little bit today. I explained that most people order their Juice Plus by instalment. One of the biggest reasons we were always taught to not do the paid up front is that if you and hubby, you and partner are having a little bit of a disagreement about the credit card, he's going to go down and see all the 3-digit things and say you can get rid of that thing. But when it's an instalment for hopefully just fruit and veg or some awesome complete, it hasn't got bells and whistles on glaring. So that was an old-fashioned thing we did, but I still like to think that paying up front is very scary, unless they're very wealthy people. But I've got some quite well-to-do customers, and they all do paying by installments as well. It's just as easy. Okay. I then also talk them through the Children's Health Study. I mentioned that there is a contribution, and it's just to cover the administration, but I also, so they're not coming from lack or thinking they're losing some money, I explained to them the power of this Children's Health Study and the contribution that the company is making. For that little bit of money that about 6 of us upline or contribute, half the time these people may not even have ordered if they couldn't get complimentary product for their child for the same price. So for premium, rather than paying $4 for one, they're paying $4 for 2. Imagine if the child's over 13. That's a huge saving. It's amazing. So we've always got to promote the power of the Children's Health Study indeed in getting customers themselves. I also discussed the 30-day window. I hope that all of you on this call are aware of that. You can put a customer on, and if they decide that they would like to take advantage of the children's health study but didn't straight away, they've got a 30-day window where you can go under forms and applications on the virtual office and get a CHS changeover form, fill it out. As long as it's within the 30 days, they can nominate a child to receive the health study product. Okay. I'll also explain to them that, you know, to really take the children's health study quite seriously, and that if they cancel, they can no longer go back in the system and receive that children's health study. It's quite a serious thing. Something I always like to, one of the biggest things that goes wrong with people when they're starting out is that we all get very excited, and so we should. We're passionate and excited, and we could start to get a little bit too excited and promise the world to people with the product, so much so that people think they're going to be cured of all sorts of things. And, you know, we all talk about hair and skin and nails and bowels and sleeping better, and they're all very real things that people do report. But for those of you online, you're really quite seasoned now, so you know the absolute bonuses. So I like to get out the real benefits document and explain to them that personally for me, I wasn't looking for any health improvements. I didn't feel I needed any. I'm sure I did, but I didn't have any ailments. So I was taking it to reduce the risk of nasties, and I knew that that was at the cellular level. So it's really good to explain to them the benefits versus the bonuses. The bonuses will be felt, but the real benefits, the UV benefits, can't often be felt. Okay, and then go through the pricing and how to explain to the prospects how the company is wonderful. We're always high-noting our product and company. The company is wonderful. They trust us and our customers with the whole 4-month box, and you only pay by installments. They just trust you and charge you monthly. And it's so affordable that that's why people don't hesitate to order immediately, especially knowing that for the price of one, you can get the children's health study order. And recently, you'll probably all notice in the Facebook Team Angels files, I've updated the words, spiel, phrases document. That is really helpful if you're having trouble with verbiage. It really, really is helpful. It'll give you some ideas. Oh, yeah, I could say that to someone, or yeah, I will do that. It just gives you all different ideas. So direct your person, either give it to them or better still to empower them, direct them to it in the Dropbox. I'm still not sure exactly what Tina has put in our Juicy Crew, but she's really, really brought it up to speed. And she's got all sorts of links and documents in there, so it's very helpful as well. Okay, when you're encouraging your new person to really look through that words, phrases, spiels, remember it's not about you, it's about them. They haven't got your confidence. So that's going to give them some real excitement and help with their passion when they're giving information to their new people. Discuss their launch. On first get-together that you had, you were trying to do 2 dates for launches. So if they've agreed to have a launch or two, discuss that launch and the progress, who they've invited, have they got the flyer, have they got many people coming yet, when are we doing it, what's the format going to be, what would they like it to be, would they like it to focus on wellness, would they like to focus on more smoothies and things, or would they like a little bit of a mixture, and we do a product explanation, a little bit of own your own life, because we're not ever going to be backwards in coming forwards about our business opportunity, because we're helping people with health and wealth, and just see where they'd like to. And then also, in the first session, you've given them the sheet of paper that's going to track themselves cumulatively. Remember the one where I said, so Sharice's ordered premium, and then so she'll put 371, and then her husband's ordered premium, another 371 points, so that'll make it up to 742. So we get out that sheet, even if it's on the phone, and we see where she's up to. Another good thing then is to ask them if they did have a little bit of a play around in their starter guide and how they're going with their product story. Now, all of us know that when we first started, did we have a long, waffly product story? Oh, yes, we did. And some people have got a fabulous story, so they have a bit of license to make theirs a bit longer. But it really needs to be some really good, short, sharp, real benefits that happen to you and to make it powerful. And I always think just till you're really accomplished, it's really good to do I first heard about Juice Plus from. It made sense to me because what I've found since taking Juice Plus is just go exactly by the textbook. And I think that works a treat. And then it shows your new person that that's all they have to do. So if you share your story, even if it's not the story that you would do it if you were at a fancy event, but if you can share yours concisely using those sentence starters, then they'll know that that's what they need to do theirs on. And everyone gets bigger and better as they go along. And help them refine it. You can discuss three-way calls. Most people don't do those anymore, but by golly, they're powerful. I've done a few in the last few months, particularly to franchisee prospects, and it's really, really good. I mean, a three-way call, it's just as easy to do a Zoom call now. I did a Zoom call on Sunday morning with our new person under Michelle Nazaroff in Dubai, Juliet. There was Tamara and myself and Juliet from Dubai's brother who's in Queensland. So instead of doing a three-way call, we all just got together like this and had a chat about things. And I noticed that he was on the Getting Started call tonight. So these things work, guys. So as I said in my message today, if you want me to meet with anyone, whether it's at your home or my home or halfway, get the people excited. Oh, Hillary, she's a fabulous colleague of mine and we really work together. Why don't we all have coffee and she can tell you a bit more than I've told you. And we can quiz her with questions. So use me up if you'd like to. Okay, down the bottom here it says arrange training 3, preferably within the next 3 days, and advise of regular events and upcoming events, supply flyers or where to find them and encourage to build. Or even today, before we got to this, Charisse has got the Surface Paradise dates in her diary. She's hoping to come along. So it's all that part of exciting and getting it going. So the homework on this one is to continue exploring the virtual office. Nearly everyone in the business has not explored that virtual office, and it is a gold mine. It's brilliant. Go deeper and deeper and further, guys, and you'll find some really good stuff. I think probably a little bit of an issue at the moment is there's so much good stuff to listen to. I mean, I will not stop till I've gone through all those Success Summit webinars. Those leaders have taught me so much the last week or two. It's just been amazing. I feel this new sense of we're really going to do it this year. I hope you guys are feeling that way because we are. I've totally allowed the team to be where they are. There's no recriminations, and I have been remiss. For a couple of months, we haven't done Team Builder of the Month. I felt that there wasn't anyone there were several people who did really well, but there wasn't one person who did outstanding. So there will be a January Team Builder of the Month. So we'll get back onto that. Tamara and Bron and I are instigating some sort of an amazing plan. We're all going to be putting cash money in. And it's going to be an incentive that you guys can win at the conference. And things like you get so many tickets for a new customer, so many tickets in the draw if you've got a new franchisee, etc., etc. So just as she was saying on that last call, there's some incentives coming. And also you guys know I always look after you and try and help with squeezing some into rooms and help with accommodation and things like that and a few tickets here and there. So again, we talked about events and you can talk about that there. So if you had a brand new person and you knew that there was a 90-day game plan coming in 3 or 4 weeks, you would certainly want to try and get them to something like that. But even now, right on our table, we've got our Monday night the two things with Tamara. We've got the thing that we're doing now, our team training. Tuesday night from the 31st when Natalie's back, we've got that opening at this stage. Wednesday night, we've got the one in Baldivis that Rachel's been instrumental in putting together. On a Friday, we've got Lady Lifestylers down there. There's apparently Lady Lifestylers at Matisse that's open. Tamara and I are talking about doing a live Own Your Own Life at her home in W on a Thursday night, because the people in our team who are going to step up, that's not happened yet, and I don't think we can afford to wait. So really, there's something you could go to on Wednesday night, on Thursday night, on Friday lunchtime. There's Zoom calls on Monday nights. There's always Zoom calls on request. If you had 2 or 3 people, and particularly like Rachel and Michelle, you're working together a little bit. If you both got 2 people, we can do a Zoom, Own Your Own Life, on a Zoom like this. You know, we could tell stories, we could have the chart, we can always do that. So they're always available on request. So the homework is continue exploring the virtual office and also read a few chapters of the owner's manual. Well, I'm not sure if the owner's manual is actually on the virtual office at the moment, but all the leaders have been requested to accept a chapter and edit it and bring it up to date. So we haven't received it yet, but that apparently is something that is going to be happening. So that's all duplication. So for those of you who've signed up new people before, which is both of you who I've got left here, Rachel, when you sign up a new person, like for example, Jen, did you use training 1, 2, or 3, or were you not very familiar with it then?
I did use it. It's just the time frame, I guess, in which it says on the 1, 2, 3 training was really hard to stick to, because it was like trying to get her available, because when she got back and signed up, there was so much happening, I guess, with her company as well. So it was just, she was very open to it, and we got 1, 2, 3 done. But I think we did training 3 on a Zoom.
Right.
It was the only way we could do it.
So she knows you're a good leader and she can ask you for anything. You've shown her what our duplication document is. Because if everyone's doing that, you're duplicating. It has to happen, don't you think?
You don't. Definitely. You don't have to know. Like, you can be new in this business. You could be 2 weeks in, sign someone up, and it's kind of like dummy cards, isn't it? You can just
dummy cards. That's why I did it. It took a long time, but they're just dummy cards. And the bad thing is that most people, we've all got the same product, the same price, the same resources. We've got these, you know.
Yeah.
But that's okay. When the person is ready to learn, they will. Okay. So what we will do, that's a little bit of duplication too. Next week we'll go on to number 3. We'll just keep it short and sweet tonight. I might stop the recording and then have a little chat, but this will be on the Hillary Manners YouTube channel, Posterity, so other people can listen. And I do want to point out how fabulous today it was to be able to go to my file and have all those things copied in the sleeves. So whatever I needed to give her, as I was going through number 1, it was talking about documents. Here we are, here we are. So that was rather gorgeous. So going to, I don't want to end the meeting. I'll stop the recording.